So welcome everyone to this 28th class of us being together on this Galactic Odyssey journey. Lots of going on in our lives today. Some couldn't be here. Tara couldn't be here. Avi couldn't be here. And Rainbow Joy couldn't be here. So they've done a check-in and said, we can't be there, hold us. So we definitely are. They just got things, nothing dangerous or anything, I think just time difference. So here you are breathing and feeling the sense of stability right here in your physical body, wherever that is, that body holding you in a very firm, focused, anchored way. And breathe deeply to feel the roots of that energy moving down the midline of your body, becoming roots into Mother Earth. Gaia holding you. The roots of the sisterhoods of which you're a part, nurturing you, encouraging you, cheering you on. All of that is what flows with juicy delight through our root system. You are anchored here in love and respect and joy. And we invite those teams of which we are a part and who are connected to each of us, be here with secure channels to their guidance, to their inspiration, as we meet on the sacred ground of sovereignty. And as we meet and claim that for ourselves, we spread that vibrational constriction of only sovereignty, all that is good, as the biofield in which everyone on this earth and on earth mission is playing out their part. We claim sovereignty for all. And then we open to those secured channels, moving through that intelligent field we call sun, recalibrating, adding codes uniquely for our life here on the planet, and right now for this particular time on the planet. And we ask that we understand the magnificence of what is happening, that we are connected to our part in that play, that we feel the delight, the joy, the curiosity that is within that energy field, our evolutionary blueprint for life, bodysuit, and solar planets. So we are here to expand in that field, to support each other, gain understanding with and for each and with each other in this field of sovereignty. So our circle includes all of those who could not be present with us, but will be available through the recording. We include those in this center and this circle, designed, downloaded, anchored, activated, and so it is. So let's take the time to put ourselves into the circle. Name, of course, where you're on the planet is perfectly great. Not that we're going to forget, but who knows, we might be on vacation. And quality you want to make sure is anchored in, included in this field. And if there are those that you'd like to have placed in the field, you can either do by name or by number, and we'll hold those as part of what we are about. So I'll begin. Sharon Raji Maynard here on Woodby Island. It's a beautiful sunny day, kind of some days are autumn and some days are not. My spring flowers think it's spring and they're coming up. So I don't know what they're going to do when it gets a little colder, but they'll figure it out, I'm sure. And I want to bring into the circle delight for the next phase. And I bring in 8 individuals and I'll pass to Emma.
Hello, everyone. Emma in Williamstown, Massachusetts. I was out walking yesterday evening, and like between 2 steps and 2 steps, I suddenly had this massive throbbing headache and sore throat and aches and pains. And I've decided that it's allergies, and have been deep sixing, but don't really have the energy to do or the brain to do a tag session. So I'm just kind of working around the edges of that. So I would like to bring vibrant health into the circle. And I would like to bring in 3 people. And I will call on Angelique.
Thank you, Emma. Hello, everyone from the Netherlands, from Europe, other side of the ocean. It's beautiful to see you again. I'm always so much looking forward to this meeting, although it's really late, but I love to see you all. And well, the weather was okay. We are going into winter now, into autumn, really. And yeah, raining and sunny. It's, it's beautiful, beautiful autumn weather. And I like to bring in 10 people, especially Robert. I love to place him into the field. And my quality, which I'd love to add to the circle, is stability and love. And I go to Arlie.
Hi, I'm Arlie in New Zealand. It is an incredible spring summer day, one of those soft, balmy days that hold so much promise and beauty, and it smells wonderful. It feels wonderful on the skin. It's just magnificence incarnate here. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, and already so fantastic. I can't wait to get out there. What I would like to bring into the circle is rising joy and 3 people. And I will call on Alexandra.
She's not on her phone right now, so let's pass over to Cinda, and then and when Alexandra comes back, because she may have taken a little walk there. I'll bet Cinda pushed the wrong button. There she is back. See, Cinda, did you push the wrong button?
Outside of Portland, Oregon, running really late from an appointment that went way over. I apologize. I am to bring in specifically one person, and I would love to bring the concept of expansion.
Expansion, Cinda? Got it.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you, love. Alexandra, are you present to bring in equality and whatever number of people you would like? She's coming in by phone, so this will. Okay, Alexandra, your turn. Oops, you'll have to unmute. I think the phone's muted.
This is Alexandra. As usual, Zoom went out, so I'm calling you on my phone. I am, as always, in the heart of North Carolina, close to Sanford. We had two rainy days. So I lost electricity, but today is perfect. And I've been getting beautified. I went and had my hair blonded and my fingernails painted purple, claiming power. And I would like to put into the circle vitality. I realize that that's been missing from me lately, so I would like to claim vitality again. And I would like to put into the family, my family, the L-E-T-T family. We're still dealing with my nephew's accident, Jared, Jared. So all of us need a little extra love right now. And let's see, has everybody gone?
They have, Alexandra. They have all gone.
Okay.
So we have 25. And I think Angelique, you can keep track of numbers really good too, don't you, Angelique? I think we have 25 plus the Let family in our circle. And the qualities that have been added is delight in the new, vibrant health, stability and love, rising joy, expansion and vitality. So we're placed those 25 plus the Let family. Anyone that is needing that circle that we're not aware of, but our teams are, we call in their higher self and their causal team, and we place this group into the hands of their team for their healing, for their guidance, to be moved to their next highest and best place of being through love and clarity. And we declare it to be so for them. And so it is. Okay, so as usual, let's open up for any questions, any experiences, anything that you want to share, ahas, confusion, anything about what we've been doing for the last several months in relationship to Gaia, the galactic journey, injuries, recouping, etc., etc. So we'll just do this popcorn style. And so anybody who wants to begin, just unmute and let's see what we learned through our discussion and sharing.
Well, this seems to be the time and place to discuss bad health. So I'm going to bring in my husband. His back has gotten significantly worse. We've talked to the neurosurgeons and the orthopedic surgeons again, and they think he's definitely going to have surgery. They hadn't wanted to touch him before, and now they're saying that they think that something could/should be done. So that's us.
Mm-hmm. what can we bring to that table, Arlie?
Support, healing energy, tag and transform. Anybody who wants to do a healing on him, he's open to it. Support for me as I've been working on him. Yeah, healing.
What's the outcome that you're holding? Because that's the core of the program, right? We're holding the core.
The core of the program is that his spine becomes stable, that the degeneration is reversed, that the nerves become uncompressed, and he is returned to an ability to have a comfortable body to live in.
Mhm. Could you put that into the chat? If not right now, during our call, so we'll have that.
Okay.
Because that's plan A. Medical is plan B. Not that you have to eliminate surgery. That may be part of, but part of what is what we're holding with you, that the outcome is that vitality and ease of movement and comfort in the body, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we will hold with you, is that's our plan A. And like you said, anybody who feels to do a session or get information, they can connect with you afterward, right?
Mm-hmm.
That integrated protocol says, okay, but what's the outcome is the core. Medically, this is what medically is they're saying is the outcome of what they've seen before in this situation. And what we're saying is we see the situation and we're holding this as an outcome. And what is it that I can bring to the table? Am I called to bring something to the table? What is it? Bring it to the table in relationship to this. And that's that integrated protocol. A lot of different ways maybe of seeing the problem instead of one person only.
Yeah, it could be very useful.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like there are 64 dimensions in our galactic field. And a person who sees into the unseen, they might see dimension 4, or they might see dimension 13, or they might see dimension 1. And usually that's what the skill brings them, is they might see a range of dimensions. They're not going to see all 64. Now in TAG, we ask about different ones. And so we, intentionally ask, but nevertheless, each of us are skilled with specific abilities and toolboxes to deal with a portion of the whole. And so whatever the portion of the whole that can be brought to the table is great. But if we have 12 vision, looking at the faceted situation, and they're each seeing, now this is just, I've shifted this and I've shifted that. It's not like my answer is correct, your answer is wrong. It's like there's a greater collapse of time when you have the multiple processes brought and seeings brought to the situation. So thank you for letting us participate with you in that, Arlie.
Thank you for joining in.
Yeah.
Sharon,
Yes.
thank you, Arlie. You've talked about plan A and plan B in a lot of different situations. And I guess I'll talk specifically about my mother, who is not doing well. And I don't necessarily think it's her health, her bodily health, as much as it is this growing sense of dread, kind of in the biggest picture, of what she's, you know, she's 83, she's looking at what the world has become, and isn't always open to hearing about different ways of seeing it. But also, you know, Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur just passed, and I talked to her 2 or 3 times a week, and over that 10-day period, she asked me a bunch of times, you know, do you think God will write me into the book of life this year?
Mhm.
And I said, well, do you want that?
Mhm.
Because this is also part of your choice.
Mhm.
So I could hold the highest good that I think is the highest good for her, which is for her to come to some peace and some healing and enjoy the time that she has left. I don't know. I find this to be a really confusing situation, because I also know that I do not have the physical or financial capacity to be physically with her. And I know that if she were in a situation where she had daily kind contact, that she would flourish more. And so I'm just like, how I'm trying to, like, I have no problem with death, you know, like we're all going to die. And I do have a problem with long lingering suffering because of all sorts of levels of pain. It's not like I want my mother to die. And I don't want her to continually degrade into deeper and deeper suffering.
Mhm.
And it's a really sticky situation. I mean, my sisters and I don't speak. And so, yeah, everything is just all walked out. So plan A and plan B is really like, do I just turn it over to her team and say, here's what I'm seeing, here's what I see as the best, but I know that you and she have a plan for what the highest possibility is, even if her physical local self doesn't know it. Does that make any sense?
Mhm. Right. When I usually speak of plan A and plan B, it has definitely been in relationship to a physical disease. I started that with Michelle and her heart.
Mm-hmm.
Medical says she has maybe 3 years, maybe less. Sometimes they'd say a year, and that was their plan. That's what they knew, and so that was plan B. It's like that's a possibility. Plan A for me was that I want her around, and she wanted it too. It took her a little while to get there, but was that her heart would recover, and when that wasn't the possibility, we shifted to heart transplant. But our plan A was a longer life of vibrancy, rather than she's leaving in a year and a half or 3. And so both plans were on the table in that regard. And plan B could have happened as easily as plan A, really. It's like, how do you hold plan A clearly, with love and with authority, and yet without the need of, or the expectation of, it's a fight between plan A and plan B, because both were on the table. And how would each of them, what would come from each of them was an unknown. In her case, she got the heart transplant. I'm dealing with also, situations of cancer, the same thing. Plant cancer people say, this is what's going to happen, 3 years, and this is what the clients and I are saying. Or another place that we have plan A and plan B is when a client comes and I ask, do they have an end date? I mean, do they have in their life plan the possibility that they're going to, the written probability that they are going to leave the planet within the next 2 to 3 years? And if that's a yes, that's plan A until we make a different plan A. And once the client says, no, I'm not ready to leave, I'm changing my mind, then that original becomes plan B. And then we have to really energize plan A. And then plan A becomes long life, vibrant, and whatever transition time needs to come into play to make plan A viable and happen. Same with Arlie. Plan B right now is the deterioration of the spine. And plan A has been and continues to be reversal of that. I don't remember too. I think Richard may have even had a deterioration to die and into death too. I don't remember that, but that may have been.
Yes, that came up last time. You did a session on him, and it hadn't come up in the first several sessions, but this kind of pain will definitely make someone rewrite their game plan.
Right. Or the pain left alone would cause them to say, I'd rather die than have the pain.
Yes.
And it's not that, I mean, and it's not that it's an easy shift. Now we come to what you're talking about, Emma, because your mother's older. She's not going to do inner work because that's not who she is, right? But you're feeling uncomfortable. You'd like something better for her, right? And right now you don't know what plan A is. I don't think we've explored. Does she have it in her life plan that she's going to deteriorate until she's so much pain that she lets go? Because that's very common. That's how we've gotten off the planet before. That we get into so much pain that get me out of here, and so it's not uncommon to have that in your birth plan. That instead of consciously saying I'm leaving, we're going to go into a decline until it's so painful that everybody says, oh, thank goodness you're leaving. That's so common.
Right.
Have that in her life plan, which you could check and change that if her higher self chooses, right? But so plan A for you might be that you're holding for your mother, that she be in the hands of her team to keep her vibrant and well and supported until death is her end, until that death end comes. And then what does that look like? You don't know.
Right.
And so then the challenge for everybody holding something new for themselves or those we love or our clients is how do then we deal with our stress, our anxiety? Can we make, how can you say that's the law of reciprocity model? The law of reciprocity says use energy for good. I'm going to make this holding this plan A for my mother. And here's what it looks like. And here's the statement. And I'm turning this over to the team. That is your use of energy for good. Okay. And I always turn, this is the way I do it. So then I go on the right-hand side. It's like, okay, team, do you have it? This is my form. I formed the energy and I've done all that I know to do about it. And I'm turning it over to you. Are you there? You got it. Yes, we have it. Is there anything more you need from me? No, not right now. Let go. Come back to neutral. And what happens is sometimes we keep being pulled back.
Right.
And if that pullback is what's pulling me back is what I need to heal inside me. I'm anxious, I don't trust, I didn't do enough, whatever that pulling back, if I can't get myself to neutral, then it's not about her plan, it's about me healing what pulled me back. So that I at least, because I need to get into that place of neutrality and then invite in and open the doors for the 10 gallons of energy coming into my lake to be used when I'm ready, to be put into a form of some kind when I'm ready, but it just flows in. And so the challenge is to be able to, hey, first of all, you have the ability to tune into her team or higher self. And does she want it? Do they want you to put in place this agenda, this additional agenda? And they may say yes, and they may say no.
Right.
And if they say no, then you've got to trust that whatever her experience is has value to her at a soul level, and you've got to heal the angst that it causes within you.
Yeah, it's just so sudden.
Wow.
I mean, she's always been depressed, and I know how to work with that, with her to, in a really gentle way, lift, so that she can touch into little pockets of joy. But this is a really, really sudden change, like in the past week, boom. And it also, and I'll have to do some kind of listening work, but it also may be the impact of long COVID. I mean, she did have COVID. And so thank you. That this helps me to put the whole plan A, plan B into perspective, and that really helps. Thank you.
And in truth, every time, it doesn't have to be a physical situation like heart, no heart. It doesn't have to be that. When you stop to think about it, what we're living, what's manifesting in our life currently is plan A. Until we go like, wait a minute, that's not what I want. Bring our tools to bear, make the changes, rewrite the story, and then that becomes plan B. It was there, now it's dissipating because plan A is where I put my focus. It's the same, isn't it? I've just never said plan A, plan B, except in relationship to health. Yeah, good. Any other comments or questions? This is always a great conversation time. Alex, are you ready to just share with us? Oh no, she just muted. Okay.
This is Alexandra.
Go for it, lady.
I just wanted to compliment Emma and Sharon for getting the marketplace put together. That's a great idea and a great achievement. So I'm looking forward to participating.
Wonderful. Thank you, Alexandra.
I would like you to add a book component. I couldn't find a place where I could plug in my books.
I think that's a great idea. I'm also probably going to add in an annual events category. So I'll make notes, books and annual events. Excellent. Thank you.
I guess this is a beautiful idea, but how does it work because I live so far abroad? For me, I mean, whatever could I put in? It would be very difficult for all of you and for me as well. Don't you think?
Well, I mean, in the longer term, Angelique, I see this as it's a worldwide web of women who are sharing, so if you share this out into your community of people that you see there, not only do they become more aware of your own work, but then they bring their own work in. And suddenly we're looking at a much broader set of possibilities. I mean, we've got Arlie in New Zealand, and maybe Bita in Cote d'Ivoire, and maybe in Como in India. And, we have people all over the world, and it would be such an amazing thing to, there are ways where I could make an appointment to talk with you, Angelique, because there are times that work. And
Yeah.
suddenly we're getting not just this, very limited American perspective, but now we're giving this opportunity for women to get this global perspective. So that's just, just a thought. If you want to chat with me, just let me know, and we can talk about it.
I had some ideas and some questions, so I thought maybe that would be a good idea. Yes.
Beautiful.
So,
thank you.
Yeah, and I will write you. I will send you an email, and that will be after next week, I guess.
Absolutely. You got a bunch
Yeah.
going on. So
Yeah.
thank you for bringing that up, Alexandra.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that if anything could possibly be a benefit out of times of COVID, things like this would be it, where we are now normalizing doing healing sessions online, and bringing these other talents and skills to an online platform, which opens them up to the entire world. So thank you, Emma.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, services, books, sessions, conversations, events. And this is Emma's thing. Even though the sacred ground community is really the core foundational place, the collective out of which all of these circles came, and where I plug into my classes is plugging them back together in community. So our Monday circle that used to be 3 circles, that now is 1 circle, has always come out of the sacred ground collective. And so what's happening is ideas that are popping up, like Emma's idea. It was her idea. It's not her and me at all, really. It's her idea. So she's built this building on the community lane, that anybody can go and go shopping in the marketplace, because she's got that going. I'll tell you right now, we've got Sue, who is wanting to hold meditative type circles, different than Monday. She's really feeling the need to do that. And she's going to be creating a space in the community in which those circles will be made available. So our community is expanding as it ought. Because when together, ideas emerge that wouldn't emerge if we were alone. And the intention for ideas is to enrich us and the community, not just be there and go, like, that's a great idea. So yeah, this was definitely, I would have brought this up later because it was an important part. So thank you, Alexandra, for bringing that up. And thank you, Emma, for hearing the idea and putting it in such a beautiful form. And all of us, were you here during those 3, I think it was 3 or 4 weeks or more, I can't remember now, where we took turns sharing, everybody took turns sharing what they did and what their passion was. And wasn't that, that was so exciting for me to be able to watch that happen and hear things about each of you that I hadn't known before. So a community is enriched by having a marketplace. So here we go.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, like I say, it's the beginning of a lot of changes in the next few months of expansion, but the marketplace is the first place to go. So I'm going to read Arlie's. Is that okay if I read it, Arlie? So Arlie's husband's name's Richard. And here's the statement that she's written for him. I'm going to read it. Richard lives in a comfortable body with pain-free ease of movement, strength, and vitality. Richard lives in a body pain-free with ease of movement, strength, and vitality. And that's the core. We're holding that. There's already been what we'll call deterioration within the body suit because of some patterns that totally unknown that we have been getting. So there's already that kind of damage in place. But what we're saying is freeze frame, no further, hold the line, because whatever has been causing it, continuing to cause it, we're after it. We're going to activate the evolutionary blueprint for the bodysuit. Those codes are not damaged. They are not damaged. So we're activating and expanding and let's say blueprint codes for the spine, for the skeletal system, for the neurological system, for Richard. Vibrate, expand, strengthen. So, those are just two possibilities. And then wherever you feel drawn to play, do it, get a hold of Arlie and let her know what you're holding.
Would you please repeat the statement again?
I will. Richard lives in a body that is pain-free, with ease of movement, strength, and vitality. And I'll put that also in right up on the website when I put the videos up. So we're putting together models based on our experiences, my experience, your experience. We're putting together models that we're working together on that's going to benefit one, but those models we can duplicate them anywhere. So that's one of the values of being together. And so I have a few more things I want to say, but we're going to take a break. And let's see, how about, it's 1:48, 5 minutes is what, 52 after the hour? Is that correct? So we'll come back is that long enough for everyone? 52 after the hour, we'll be back. And see you then. If you have questions, bring them back after our break. Love you guys.